Nail product allergies have become quite popular, and in a world where manufacturing is being upgraded, it just doesn't make sense that while the quality of products is growing, the level of allergic reactions is growing with it. So what really are the culprits that lead to an allergic reaction? Is it just the ingredients? In today's video, I want to key in on the 4 most probable causes that may lead to an allergic reaction so that you can take the necessary precautions for you and your clients to avoid them. Hey there and welcome back. My name is Paola of PaolaPonceNails.com, and I help you master all of your gel nail services using premium soft gel nail brands like Japanese Gel Nail System. So, probable cause number 1, overexposure. So if you've been to nail school, and if you haven't, I'll just give you the quick rundown of what this means. The overexposure principle basically means that if you continuously apply something that can cause an allergic reaction, then eventually it will lead to a reaction. So when does that happen? Well, I know that being on the DIY platform that we are on, like YouTube, that can happen if you're just trying out products and you have very little training in it and you just kind of buy and try. Don't recommend that. This is why I have a program to help you master your gel nail application safely with some education behind your going about it to do it yourself, right? This can happen when you're doing your nails by yourself. You don't have the experience. Maybe you're like, you know what, I'm leaving the salon, it's out of my budget, whatever it may be. And you start doing your nails. And so you don't find it like a big deal that you got product on your skin, right? Like as you're applying it, oh, that's okay. I'll just, take my nail and do all of this and do all of that and put it here and maybe do this, you're getting this product all over you, okay? And if you're using a dehydrator, which you should, like an alcohol, you're removing oils from the skin, then you're removing that protective layer. And when you do have that overspill, then that gel does go into your skin, okay? I don't know how deep it penetrates. I'm not going to get into so much of the chemistry and the science of things because I'm not a chemist or a scientist. I'll post the link down in the description below to a scientist wonderfully here on YouTube that does teach on these subjects, okay? But I just want to give you some things to consider because this is becoming really, really popular to some degree. I mean, it's not like everyone has an allergy, but yeah, and it's like if things are getting better and becoming non-toxic and so on and so forth, then how come I hear of more allergies now than when I first started doing nails, right? So this is what we want to focus on today. So again, if you're getting product on your skin constantly and you think it's no big deal to get this product on your skin, you're just going to wipe it off, right? Even with alcohol or whatever, and that's it. No. The overexposure principle, and you can Google it, basically, again, as I learned it in school, is that the more you frequent something that can be allergic on your skin, we're not talking about a lotion necessarily, right? Which has been that's meant to be on your skin, right? Not that if you continuously apply your lotion or your face cream, you're going to become allergic to it, right? It's more about those items that are not supposed to be on your skin, then you would become allergic to them over time. Okay, so that's number 1. I always recommend, and you see me wearing in my videos, gloves. And I can't even believe how many people say to me or would say to me, why are you wearing gloves? Like I was hiding something underneath, or I don't know. But it's a bad thing, and it's really not a bad thing. In fact, always wear gloves with your products, okay? Your gel nail products, they're not supposed to touch the skin. It may touch one time, a few times, but you cannot be okay with them touching over and over, okay? Number 2, and I'm going to say it and I'm just going to keep saying, under curing. And this is most common when you are not using the unit that is calibrated with your system, okay? Or at least use a higher quality unit. There are reputable companies out there, and just if you want to say, well, what does that mean? A reputable company, that you can buy a curing unit from. There are companies out there that have been in the gel nail industry for many, many years. So C&D, OPI, Gelish, and of course the ones that we work with, Japanese Gel Nail Systems, Cocoas, Leaf Gel. They've been in the industry for a very long time, so they know curing units, or at least they go out of their way to get quality parts for their unit. Okay, just because the shell is the same, actually the Cocoas one is very unique because it's actually the shape of the gel, their little gel pods. But just because the shell of a machine is the same, it doesn't mean that it's the same one that's on Amazon. Okay, so the parts inside matter. Okay, so not using the same unit that it's calibrated with, that can be an issue, right, of undercuring, because the intensity of the light doesn't match what the photo initiator in the gel means. And guys, it doesn't mean that if the nail is hard, it's cured. It's not. We've done a video on this before if you guys want to check it out in the library. But even if it's 50%, actually it goes hard at 50%. Like, it's going to be a hard nail at 50% cure. Does that mean it's cured? Doesn't mean it's fully cured. So you still have like 50% product that's not cured, and that can lead to a reaction, okay? And how about when you're scratching yourself and you're breaking skin, right, to get through that itch or whatever it may be, you're scratching yourself with unreacted chemicals, right? And also when you go about to file those enhancements off, again, that's like you're filing uncured gel. Most of the times you're going to spend the right time in the curing unit. I get it. You're going to go 30 to 60 seconds. Okay. But what if that lamp doesn't have the intensity for what you need for curing your gel nail system? If you don't know that, then you don't know that, right? You're just assuming that it's cured because it's hard. But don't forget this, that gel will harden at about 50%. It will be hard, and you're gonna think, oh, it's dry, it's cured. Like, hello, like, touch it, it's dry. There's still what you don't see in those, and that's that unreacted monomer or uncured product underneath. Okay, so second probable cause, again, undercuring. Number 3, and I'm gonna get a lot of angry looks for this one: excessive cutting of the skin around the nail plate. Okay, machine manicure, Russian manicure, dry, Efile manicure, whatever you want to call it, right? This method of manicuring, you have to have some level of training. And even though it's being shown on YouTube, I would not say that that is enough training for you to go ahead and buy a machine and do it on yourself, okay? Now, I'm not going to argue whether you like Efile, a full machine manicure, or you like to nip the eponychium and all of that. I think there's actually scientists have spoken, nail scientists or scientists within the nail industry have spoken, and they have said like no. And you can remove some level of that eponychium. That's fine. I'm not saying I don't do it, but you don't always want to make that standard. And here's a fact. And the reason why I say fact, because I've worked with over 1,000 clients in the salon, and I can tell you from that experience that like 80 to 90% of those clients don't need a full blown cutting of the eponychium and just all the dry skin and all that removed. Okay, but that's the pros. I'm not even dealing with the pros. The pros do whatever they feel professionally at doing. They might have all the training behind it. So we're not talking about that, but I'm concerned for my DIY community who again sees an Efile and sees a diamond bid, and they just see all of that cuticle on the nail plate, because that's the cuticle, the skin around here on the top, it's eponychium. Okay, cuticles on the nail plate. But if you're a DIYer and you're just starting, like, please just start with manual prep, meaning just your hand tools, okay? Your manual tools, your pusher, nippers, a soft, gentle buffer. Like, don't start with e-filing. You can actually damage your nails very easily with an e-file. And I can tell you, me, even after so many years of using an e-file, I'm still a little heavy-handed even on myself, okay? So just, if you're just starting out, if you're a DIYer, don't start with an e-file. I do like a modified machine manicure, if you want to say, and I only trim the eponychium when necessary. Not every single client is going to get their eponychium trim when they see me. If it's become a little scraggly, then I'll cut just the scraggly part. If there's a hangnail, we'll cut that. And I have a course that teaches specifically soft gel nail specialists how to e-file with soft gel in mind, because when you're using soft gel, it's just gentle technique. If you're interested, I'll put that down in the description box below for you to check out. But that's not the point. But I do know I get asked a lot about e-filing and what do I recommend and so on and so forth. And I actually keep things minimal yet efficient, okay? Because I know from experience that 80 to 90% of your clientele, if you're in business doing this, won't need all of that removal, okay? So leave that as an upgrade, leave it for those who need it, okay? Why is that important? Because when you remove skin, well, you're opening up the skin so that things can penetrate it. And even when you're filing the skin, I like to do it, I admit, right? But I'm talking about my DIY community here who just jumps into an e-file with very little training, right? Using a rotation device that's spinning at like 15 to 30,000 RPMs, like that needs training. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Like, I wouldn't go in the garage and turn on a device that can spin at that speed and think I know how to cut wood or, you know, buff anything or whatever it may be. Like, you wouldn't do it at the garage, right? You wouldn't get that water sawdust thing or saw cutter thing. I don't really know, but I wouldn't do it. And I don't think you would do it, right? So without some training, right? So same thing with your e-file. Definitely consider some training. If you're gonna watch YouTube and call that training, watch a lot of training. Start slow, just take it easy, okay? Because anytime you overcut the skin and then now couple that with over spillage, right? Like now your gel's flowing into the skin. Now you have gel, uncured gel, touching not only skin, but very open skin that's not protecting because you just cut it or you just buffed it off or whatever you did, right? And now that gel is getting onto the skin. And now you're doing your gel nails at home, right? Every week or two. And so now you have this happening that often. And here goes the overexposure principle, right? So you see how it all starts accumulating. Overexposure principle, right? Excessive touching. And then you have the undercuring. And then you have the removal of the skin that probably didn't need to be removed. And now you are preparing a perfect scenario for you to become allergic to products, okay? And number 4, ingredients, okay? Like I said, it doesn't make sense that products and manufacturing is getting better, right? Quality is increasing, non-toxic, 10 free, 9 free, 8 free, 7 free, you know, harmful chemicals. Yet the nail community is becoming more allergic. Doesn't make sense to me because allergies were so rare, especially with gel nails when I was first starting out, like really rare. Like everyone that was allergic was probably allergic, most likely allergic, that's all I heard was the acrylic, right? The acrylic nails, I'm allergic to acrylic, so I'm switching over to gel. And that was usually because of monomer. Monomer is usually the more allergenic than the actual plastic because the plastic is cured. Like a plastic, anything that's plastic, it's sealed, it's cured, it's already hardened. But that monomer, it needs something to react, right? Like that's why they add the photo initiator and things to it, and they mix it with something else within an acrylate so that it becomes something solid. The monomer is usually what you're allergic to. So check your ingredients and what should you look for? Are there any specific ingredients? Well, the most common thing or monomer that people are allergic to right now are HEMA. Is HEMA, and then the second one I want to say is ethyl acetate. So if a product has HEMA or ethyl acetate, are they an automatically no? No. Okay. According to a scientist here on YouTube, and I'll go ahead and put his link down below so you guys can follow him. It has nothing. Well, it's not initially HEMA that you become allergic to. You actually open the portal of allergies via a gateway allergen. And one of those gateway allergens, as I learned from him, was HEA. I won't put the words there, but HEA, hydroxyethyl acetate, I think is what it is. And this is a gateway allergen, which means that once you've exposed yourself to this allergen and you become allergic, you're going to become allergic to like secondary potential allergens. So it didn't start with HEMA. It started with something else, probably, most likely. And then it led to all of this other, you're allergic now to maybe other monomers like HEMA and ethyl acetate, okay? That's one understanding of it. The other thing is that if a product has higher concentrations of the monomer, like you want this monomer to be low. We're talking about like 15% and lower, I believe, is what was being taught here. So 15% or lower. So if you're using a product that has monomer, and again, the more popular monomers in gel nail products are HEMA and ethyl acetate, and that concentration is higher than 15%, I would caution you to not use it If you're afraid of an allergy or if you're already allergic, most likely you won't be able to use anything with whatever you're allergic to. But that's something you need to get tested for and see exactly what you're allergic to. For me, like my rule of thumb, if something has a monomer concentration of 20% plus, I'm probably going to avoid it. And so I don't want a product that has so much monomer. With that being said, what we do in this channel is Japanese shell. So does that have HEMA? Some do, some don't. You can contact each individual manufacturer. They'll give you their safety data sheets, and then they'll show you what products have HEMA. Okay, for example, Cocoa's USA has on their main page. You scroll down and you'll see their safety data sheets or SDS links, and they'll literally give you a chart so you can see what has HEMA, what doesn't, if you're allergic already. But they also tell you the concentration. So everything's like 5% for the most part. Again, go check it out for yourself. But do ask for SDS sheets from the manufacturer that you're interested in using the products. Just because a product has ethyl acetate or HEMA doesn't mean that you're automatically going to become allergic. Remember, it has to do with concentration. And if the concentration is like 20% or higher, I would caution you to skip on that particular product, okay? Because it's just too much. You don't want to run the risk of overexposure, right? Because you can even do that as a professional. You're rushing your nails and you're like, oh, I keep spilling over my skin. I keep spilling over my skin. And we get a little bit lazy. I'm speaking for myself, right? And like, oh, it'll be fine. I'll just kind of wipe it off, you know? But again, you don't want to do that often and often. And if you just removed skin and all of that, it just piles up. So to recap, remember, when you have an allergy, this is for life. Do your part using the information above to avoid it. So, number one, the overexposure principle. Always do your best to prevent overspill, right? Constant contact with the product, the uncured product, on your skin. It's not meant to go on your skin. This is why it can lead to a reaction, an allergic reaction. Number two, proper curing. So of course, never cheat yourself of a proper cure. Like if the gel cures, your system cures at 30 seconds, then make sure you're always getting those 30 seconds. If it cures at 60 seconds, make sure you're always curing at 60 seconds. Because just because it's hard, it doesn't mean it's cured. It does not mean it's fully cured. Number three, do not excessively remove skin, especially as a DIYer and you're not trained for a certain soft touch to gently exfoliate the eponychium or gently exfoliate the nail plate, and you're trimming and cutting and all of that, and then you're cleaning with the uncured gel. Don't do that. It's going to lead to an allergic reaction. It has nothing to do with the products yet, like what's in the products yet. Number four is the ingredients. Look at your products. Look at the concentration if you're concerned about an allergic reaction. But you gotta start also with the three. The idea is you never want to let those products touch your skin. You never want to undercure, and you never want to excessively remove skin, because the skin and the oils on the skin around the nail serve as a protective layer for these allergic reactions. All right. So number four, after you've done all the top three, check your ingredients. And if you're concerned, check for the concentration of percentage of the monomer in those ingredients so that you can keep those low so that you don't have to worry about allergic reactions so much. All right. Well, I hope this was super helpful. I'll link some resources down in the description box below for you. We're continuing on with our 1 video per day challenge this month. That's right, 1 video each day for a total of 31 consecutive videos. If you're all in on soft potted gel nail systems or being a specialized gel nail stylist in these systems, I got your back these next 30 days, and of course in this channel altogether, because those are revolving topics here. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, hit the notification bell icon so that you're notified as soon as our video drops. Otherwise, every video goes up at 6 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video valuable, would you do me a favor and give it a thumbs up so that I may help more people? Do check out the description box below for any current resources and promo codes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Out for now.